All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Hey, hope you're all doing well as the Muschamp Packers try to infiltrate the microphones here on the first Daily Crow of 2022. Folks, appreciate you all tuning in. We're taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well as always. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377 here on this Monday, January the 3rd, 2022. Again, folks, appreciate you all tuning in. We have got a lot to get into here on a Monday. I see Tanner Land, Brennan M, Jay Bird, Daddy O, Drew Johnson, John Kruger. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Like I said, the first Daily Crow of the 2022 calendar. You're going to get excited to chat with each and every single one of you guys. Also, of course, as always, if you are in the Big Cock Club Discord, have the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered. Again, folks, a lot to get into. We're taking your questions, comments, calls. The phone lines are indeed open. As you see behind me on the whiteboard, the Daily Crow, more unpredictable than Antonio Brown. For all those who are NFL fans and watched what happened yesterday, either way, it's a great day to have a day, though. Again, folks, appreciate you all tuning in. I do want to hear from you. Hey, great podcast drop this morning as well. We can talk about that much, much more as we'll get into it. I'm fired up. I'm excited. Anytime you're starting a new year, sort of a new beginning, if you will, but the same Daily Crow. We're rocking, we're rolling, we're doing the damn thing, guys. And as always, we are brought to you by our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies, but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats the clients like family. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. And involved in any type of accident, no matter what it might be, the last thing that you should be dealing with, worrying about, is dealing with paperwork. The insurance company, let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, guys, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami is in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368, or of course your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Okay, here we go. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We are taking your questions, comments, calls. By the way, Fear the Rattler, great interview today that Gamecock Central had with he. Great stuff. It's a great day to have a day. Like I said, guys, David Garrett chiming in. This year will be the Spurs Up Show's biggest and best year yet. David, I appreciate the confidence. I appreciate your kind words. And, David, I do agree with you, man. It's truly a blessing. It's been awesome building this thing over the past few years. And I'm not really, David, I will specify. Jump to the phone lines, by the way. We'll go ahead and jump to. Here we go.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, sir. Spurs up all day.
Spurs up indeed. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Do you know about the approximate time of Jacob Cowie's decision?
Yeah, Jacob Cowing, the UTEP transfer wide receiver. He didn't specify a time, so I'm same as you, my friend. I have no idea. I don't know if he's going to go live on Instagram or he's just going to announce. Looking at his Instagram right now, obviously, he has not said anything. Like I said, he just posted that graphic on his story yesterday, but he just said tomorrow, which he was meaning today. So I don't know what time. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But it's sounding like it's gonna come down between South Carolina and Arizona. And I think the big thing that may push him to Arizona is I believe he has a small child, so that is located out there. So we'll see. Will be a big pickup. And obviously, I think the opportunity to catch footballs from Spencer Rattler is a big deal. Certainly, you'd think it is going to be or it would be a big deal. But yeah, I'm same as you, my friend. I'm not exactly sure when he'll make that announcement.
All right, tempo, and just keep me posted, sir.
No, for sure. Yeah, we'll have all the coverage on social media. I mean, the second he says anything or indicates, what time, yeah, we'll definitely have that out there. So.
All right, thank you, sir. Spurs up.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for the call. Great question. Excuse me. Great question. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Solo Bowen, great to hear from you and see you again. T-Mac says you got COVID. Oh, no. Hate to hear that, T-Mac. Hey, well wishes. Hope you get better soon, my friend. Hope you don't feel too bad. Travi, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Dakota says that AB was benched, right? He's about to hit a contract. He's saying to get a bonus. I did see that on Twitter. I didn't look too much into it. As you guys probably know, I'm not like a huge NFL guy, but I thought this was funny for the whiteboard. Justin, happy Monday. Yes, ready for 2022. What I was going to say, too, by the way, to David Garrick's point, and again, I appreciate you guys, the well wishes, and well wishes to your year, by the way. Hope you guys had a fantastic New Year's Eve, a great New Year's Day, watch some football. I know I did. It was a really, really good time. And, I like to use the beginning of a new year to reflect on the accomplishments that were in the previous year and goal set and game plan for the upcoming year. But make no mistake, I'm not like new year, new me. Like, I'm really not that type of person. I think if you need a new year to get your ass in gear, then, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't need that. You shouldn't need that. I certainly don't need that. But it is a great time for reflection and, again, for goal setting and looking ahead and for a lot of people hitting the reset button, over the holiday season, if you will. And so really excited, man. I appreciate the kind words, David, everybody else, for 2022. What's to come. I definitely believe, man, each and every single year, the last couple of years, and this one certainly, every next year is our best year. And I fully believe that 2022 will be our biggest and best year by far. So really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Excited. We got a lot of great stuff in the works. Talked about a lot of that on the podcast this morning that dropped, episode 568. Talked about a lot of the business, excuse me, guys, a lot of the business initiatives that are taking place right now. A lot of things happening within the Big Cock Club. A lot of things happening in regards to TSUS and expansion. And also, of course, we talk Gamecocks. Top 5 things I'm looking forward to in the 2022 calendar year, all obviously being related to Gamecocks athletics. By the way, guys, I wanted to keep you in the loop on something really quick. Obviously, normally we have Alex McGrath on the show on Tuesdays ahead of or after, if I should say, games, if you will. Always love to get his insight and perspective. Well, with this week being as crazy as it is in regards to, men's basketball begins SEC play tomorrow, so tomorrow's podcast will be centering around that and a full preview of the game against Auburn. Kind of hard to get Alex McGrath on the podcast this week. Make no fear, though, because I talked to Alex this morning, and we're officially going to get Alex on the Daily Crow on Wednesday at 1:15. Alex will join me at 1:15 on Wednesday. We'll chat with him in regards to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, everything that happened in Charlotte, North Carolina, and, of course, look ahead to spring ball, way too early look at 2022 on that note as well. Thursday's podcast, I will drop my way too early predictions for the 2022 football season. So that'll be Thursday's show. That's always a really fun one because, hey, it's never too early, right? It's never too early to look ahead, especially when the season just ended. You have the type of buzz and the type of momentum that we have. It's never too early to look ahead. So, again, going to be a lot of fun on Thursday's show as well, guys. And I know you guys will enjoy that. Appreciate you all again tuning in and taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I know a lot of your questions revolve around Jacob Cowing and what his decision will be. Obviously, he posted on his Instagram story yesterday that he will be committing or making his announcement, if you will, today. He has not set a time. I haven't heard any buzz that says he's for sure coming to South Carolina. The one thing I have heard that may push him to Arizona and keep him out there on the West Coast is that he has a child. So I would imagine that could play a role. That could play a factor. But, hey, who doesn't want to catch passes from Spencer Rattler? So I mean, you'd have to think a guy like Spencer Rattler is going to draw wide receivers in because, hey, he's going to be an NFL guy. He's a big-time NFL prospect. And you know who that's going to help? That's going to help all the wide receivers that are catching passes from him. So, we'll just have to wait and see, guys. I don't know anything concrete. I don't think anybody does. We're going to have to wait and see the announcement. Again, Jacob Cowing choosing between Arizona, Oregon, Florida, LSU, and South Carolina, but it sounds like it's down to between the Gamecocks and Arizona. So, we'll see. We'll see. Either way, guys, John Kruger, yeah, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for the love of sport in regards to the merch. As you see here, we're rocking the QB1 merch. Great stuff. I love this hoodie. Absolutely love this hoodie. Definitely highly suggested, tsus.store. Bryant Hughes says, do you think Van comes back? Do you think Josh Van comes back? I do. I tend to think he does. You know, the momentum we had heard is that he was going to come back. I think if he was leaving, he would have said something by now. But, you know, and you know, Daddy O says it, you know, again, you got to make a personal decision what's best for you. But, you know, I feel like it'd be kind of crazy to turn down the opportunity to work with a guy like Spencer Rattler, who, again, is going to be, you know, an NFL guy. So, I mean, why would you not want to catch passes from that guy? But we'll see. But I think Josh Van, I think he will return. Also, guys, we've seen in the last couple of days, R.J. Roderick has made it official that he will return. E.J. Jenkins, you know, I say made it official. He put out a tweet talking about attacking 2022. So I believe all signs point to that he will return. To a lot of guys coming back from the Gamecocks on this year's team. You know, it's kind of weird. You don't even know who still got eligibility, who doesn't because of COVID and the craziness that was with that. But, yeah, a lot of pieces will be returning for the Gamecocks in 2022 for sure. Justin Martin, yeah, R.I.P. Dan Reeves. R.I.P. Dan Reeves, man, no doubt. R.I.P. Dan Reeves. Solo Bowen says, has school tomorrow. That stinks. I hate that for you, Solo Bowen. Hate that for you. T-Mac, who you got in the Natty? That's a great question. National title. You know, I had Georgia winning the whole thing. I really did. Man, I just think at this point you'd be crazy to bet against Alabama, though. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? You'd be crazy to bet against Bama. You really would. You really would. I don't know. I'm not ready to make a prediction. I'm not ready because I could see Georgia winning it. I still think Georgia is very legit. But, man, again, you'd be crazy to bet against Bama. Silla Bowen says, favorite merch you ever dropped? That's a great question. Because, you know, I've got a lot of love for the Beamer Ball merch I dropped because that's our greatest, if you guys did not know, that is our most sold piece of merch. When you combine the T-shirts, the hoodies, the hats, all of it across the board, that by far has been the most merch we've ever sold. But, you know, it's hard to pick one. Honestly, it's really hard to pick one. I love making merch. I love the designs we make. And hey, that answer changes damn near weekly because we're constantly dropping merch. I mean, guys, I'm already plotting and scheming for baseball season and the baseball merch. I mean, obviously, we've got a ton of that merch we're just going to bring back, but I've got some other great ideas for baseball season that I want to bring to the forefront. You know, guys, believe it or not, we're creeping up close. Opening day is just a month and a half away. And believe it or not, we're literally going to start talking baseball in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, we'll start talking Yardcocks. Isn't that crazy? But again, I love making the merch, man. It's one of my favorite parts of what we do. I love rocking my own merch, but I love pushing the value out there and giving you guys just, you know, an alternative in regards to instead of having to go to the bookstore and buy the basic Under Armour, whatever stuff, buy the basic logo stuff, you know, having something else that you can rock on game day and that you can, you know, sport the games and, you know, getting really creative. I mean, like stuff like this, getting really creative with it. So now I got a ton of favorite pieces. I think obviously the Beamer Ball merch is special. It's special for many reasons, but yeah, no, I don't know. I love making the merch. Michael Samuels asks, did Stone Blanton make any plays in the All-American game? I did not see anything, Michael. I didn't see anything that really stood out, to be totally honest with you. But either way, good look for our guy that he gets to play in that Under Armour All-American game. John Kruger, initial starting now for the game, guys. John's ready to go ahead and throw out the first pitch. John, that will be coming in the coming weeks. You know, I could probably roll through it right now in regards to who I think the starting nine will be. But patience, my friend, patience. That will come. That will come. Of course, the week of opening day, I will have my projected starting 9, projected starting rotation, all that good stuff. But yeah, look, trust me. Listen, I'm really excited to talk baseball. You guys know I'm a baseball guy. I love talking baseball. It comes naturally to me, honestly. It comes, and not saying that talking football or basketball doesn't, but talking baseball, it's like, it's I'm over exaggerating a little bit, obviously, but like being at the ball fields, like that's my sanctuary, man. That is, there's nothing better than being at the ball field. Like truly, I will say this, and some of you might say, oh my God, no way. I mean, and the answer would probably change, if we were a top 25 team or top 15 team or what have you. But if you ask me, would I rather have season tickets to football or season tickets to baseball? It would be a really tough decision. I'd probably say baseball because, guys, I don't know if, and I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent, a little bit of a rant here, but honestly, I feel like when I'm at football games, I miss a lot of the game. I'll be totally honest. I feel like you miss a lot of the game being there versus when I'm at baseball or when I'm not at baseball, I feel like I miss a lot of it watching on TV. So, my game plan is, and I don't even know about, throwing TSUS tailgates necessarily like on the road, but the plan is to go to a couple of road series for sure. The plan is to 110% go to some road series. Obviously, for the home games, the Rowdy Rooster tailgates are back. The Rowdy Roosters are back. John Kruger talking about a 100% capacity at Founders Park. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like I said, it's the, one of the most fun things about the business in TSUS is that, started doing this thing in January of 2017. And some of you out there may feel like, oh, man, Chris has been doing this so long, but we're still hitting so many firsts. We're hitting so many firsts. For example, this will be the first baseball season, fingers crossed, by the way, when I say this, but this will be the first baseball season that will have the full season without any interruptions, that it will be at 100% capacity for the entire season. You think about that. Moved here in August of 19. 2020 got cut short. And then last year, I mean, we had the full season, but we only had 20% capacity until like the final home series of the season. So, I mean, this is going to be the first full big one. This is going to be the first big one. So, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Going to be incredible. We got a lot of basketball to talk about before then as well, but I was thinking about this morning, guys. This is just kind of a random tidbit. I don't know if you guys realize this, but beginning this week, there will be a South Carolina sporting event in the middle of the week or on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday or what have you. There will be a Gamecock sporting event in the middle of the week, every week until the end of baseball season, every single week. Because you think basketball feeds right into baseball, and then baseball, we got a Tuesday or a Wednesday, really a Tuesday midweek every week. So it's going to be a blast, man. I mean, truly, it's going to be an absolute blast. I can't wait. But I'm also excited, man, for SEC play. Basketball gets going tomorrow night, guys, at CLA. Pretty wild. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. Would love to hear from you. 843-790-3377. Emily Richardson says, do you see Jaheim Bell playing in the NFL? He went off in the bowl game, I think, with Rattler throwing to him. He will be even more of a powerhouse. Yeah, I think he's certainly got that capability of being an NFL guy, Emily. I think definitely he's got the capabilities of being an NFL guy. No, I mean, you look at his skill set, you look at his size, you look at his athleticism. No doubt he's got all the makings of an NFL-type player, for sure. No doubt. I'm so excited to see how we use him in the offense in 2022 with Spencer Rattler. It's going to be a blast. And like I said, guys, it's so funny. It's so funny that, football season just ended a few days ago, and we're already talking about and looking ahead to the 2022 season. Like, it never stops. It never ends. But you got to love it. You got to love the passion of Gamecock fans, and I certainly do, man. It's a blast. People, again, I have people that ask me a lot, how do you not run out of things to talk about? How do you not run out of stuff to talk? You go live every day. You do a podcast every day. How do you not run out of things to talk about? I say this. For the diehard, there's always something to discuss. There's always something to discuss. So that's a fact. That is a fact. Nick Renfro says, a well-coached offensive line with a healthy Lloyd running the ball, that's scary. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about the future of the running back position. And, I think Marshawn Lloyd, I think the big thing is this. I don't want people to give up on Marshawn Lloyd because of what he did this season, because we need to remember he was coming off that ACL injury. And I think to have expected him to be back 110% to his old self, maybe a little bit unrealistic. So I'm excited to see what Marshawn Lloyd can do. I think Juju McDowell made a very strong case for him being RB1 going in the 2022 season. But, hey, a lot can happen, right? We got to go through spring ball. We got to go through summer. We got to go through fall camp. We could add guys in the transfer portal. Guys could change positions, hint, hint. You never know. So, but I am excited about the future of that running back position. Of course, Kevin Harris headed to the NFL. So, somebody else is going to have to step up, no doubt. I'll pose this question to you guys, by the way. Noah Johns, by the way. Happy Monday, my guy. Great to meet you at the bowl game, by the way. Great to meet you. And was awesome to meet all the great Gamecocks in Charlotte, man. That was incredible. I mean, that was truly incredible. But I'll pose this question to you, or I guess just bring this up. I talked about it on social media yesterday. We talked about it on social media late, I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. Late Saturday night, after the dust had settled from the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Dakereon Joiner. When I talked about the running back position and maybe players changing positions, this is one that is very highly debated and sparks a lot of different conversation. I would just simply ask you all, and I want to hear your feedback, I want to hear your input. How should the Gamecocks handle Dakereon Joiner moving forward? And on that note, what should Dakereon Joiner do? Because I think there is a decision there to be made. Should Dakereon Joiner return and resume his role at wide receiver? Should he return and compete for reps at quarterback? Or, and I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm just throwing this out there, or should he transfer elsewhere and go be QB1 at another school? Or should he change positions? Should he return and change positions? Again, how should the Gamecocks offensive staff handle him? Because, guys, I think, listen, I think to insinuate that Dak Joiner is going to compete for the starting quarterback job it's wishful thinking, and it's a bit of nonsense. It is. It's wishful thinking, and it's a bit of nonsense. You did not bring Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma to sit the bench. Listen, the coaching staff and the players on the team, they're not going. We do have a call here on the call line. Let's see. Here we go. Let's jump to the phone line quick.
To accept.
Jackson, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Chris? This is Jackson from North Augusta. I was trying to talk a little bit about Dak.
Yeah, for sure, man. And by the way, shout out North Augusta, my hometown. Appreciate you calling in.
Oh yeah, love the Jackets, baby. But I love what I saw in the Mayo Bowl, man. I love Dak. I love seeing him. I saw him when he was in the Elite 11. But man, I think it's just like I hate to say Dak go, but like he obviously I think he put a lot what he could do on show at quarterback, obviously, and. I mean, he can catch the ball. He can throw the ball. I mean, he can do everything to be a football player. But I love what he did for the Gamecocks. But in my opinion, I think it's time for him to go.
Well, and I think that we all have the same goal for Dak Joiner, by the way, because when you say that, people are going to say, "Oh my God, why do you want him to leave?" We all want to see him play. You know what I mean? Like, and I just after what he did in the Mayo Bowl. He obviously has enough talent to be a quarterback. Like he does. He hasn't gotten that opportunity, and I think we all agree his talent was completely mismanaged by the previous coaching staff, but there's something there with him under center. But is it going to be for us on a week in, week out basis in the SEC? No, I don't think so. No. So I listen, I would totally, I respect the fact and love the fact and appreciate that Dak Joiner loves being a Gamecock and he wants to be here. And I'm certainly not telling him, hey, you should leave, but I would understand if he did. You know what I mean? He has literally the best film you could have put out there. He has it. 9 for 9 for 160. He couldn't have had a better game. So I think our goal, everyone's fans' goals are the same, and that is for him to actually go play football somewhere. Because the last thing we all want to see is him return and, just kind of do what he did this year, which is, he caught a couple balls, but did he really make an impact? I mean, not to the level that he could make. So, I think that goes back to the decision-making or the decision that he's got to make. And, I fully expect him to return, by the way. I'll tell you, my guy, from everything I hear from people around Gamecocks football, he loves being a Gamecock, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't think he will, but we all just want to see him play. I think that's fair. We all just want to see him play in some capacity.
Do you think it was so? When you look at how well he did in the Mayo Bowl, I think everybody thinks could we have done that all year? But do you think the way they handled it with putting Zeb in, and he threw a touchdown, he threw for maybe 100 yards. I'm not exactly sure how much he threw for, but I mean he threw a touchdown to Jaheim Bell. Do you think the way they handled it was good, or do you think Dak could have done more? Do you think he could have went in there and done what he did in that game all season?
Well, here's the thing. You had a month to get ready for that game, right? You had a month to get ready, and you completely took UNC by surprise. I don't think in any way they were ready for what they saw. You know what I mean? We all hear things, right? I'm sure their people heard, hey, they might be playing this Dakereon Joiner kid at quarterback in what capacity, but I don't think anybody saw Dak Joiner throwing the ball the way that he did. So it was sort of the perfect storm. Now, if you were doing that on a weekly basis, no, I don't think that would work on a weekly basis. No, I think the Dakereon Joiner thing, that was perfect for that game. Again, you had weeks to prepare, weeks to implement. No, I don't think that would have been nearly as successful on a week-in, week-out basis. Now, why was that the first time we saw it? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think certainly you could have used that earlier in the season. Certainly you could have. But is that something I think you could have leaned on all throughout the year? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. It was good talk. I love the show, and I just want to give a few thoughts in for you. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the call. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. Again, folks, want to continue to hear from you. Yeah, great points. Great points. And now that's where I fall. I just don't think that would have worked on a week-in, week-out basis. I don't think so. I don't think that would have worked on a week-in, week-out basis. Now, Coach Ford chimes in. Coach Ford, great to hear from you. I know we did not hear from you on Friday, which wasn't shocking. But Coach Ford, Happy New Year sincerely to you, as I talked to you already on social media. He says, should we have given some reps to Gauthier instead of Dak if Dak is not in the quarterback equation next year? And I'll steal a quote from the great Herm Edwards, Coach Ford. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. So you don't go into that game, that Duke's Mayo Bowl, saying, well, we know Dak Joiner's probably not going to equate in a quarterback next year, so let's just play Colton Gauthier for the sake of it. And, when we lose by 3 touchdowns, we'll just tell fans, hey, we were playing for the future. No, you play to win the game that you're playing in right now. Bottom line. Absolutely not. So, again, we can sit here as fans and have those hypothetical conversations, but those guys are playing to win, Coach Ford. Those coaches are coaching to win. Because I can tell you this, Coach Ford, and everybody else, if Colton Gauthier would have played and they didn't try something new with Dakereon Joiner and we'd have lost, you'd have said, well, why didn't we put Dak back there? I mean, it doesn't make sense. That conversation doesn't really make sense. All right, let's jump back to the phone lines here.
To accept, press.
Brian, what's up, man? How are you?
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
Good to talk to you on this Monday. When I was thinking about last year, about this time, after the season ended, sitting at 2-8, Muschamp just got fired, Beamer just got hired. It was a frustrating year. I think we got a pity invite to the Gasparilla Bowl. I think we ended up canceling out because of COVID issues. I couldn't have been more frustrated with the football team. A year of football than I was then. And just to think about where we are today, I wake up happy to be a Gamecock fan. I wake up happy to, browse social media, look at the different things, the topics of, Gamecock football. It's crazy how far we've come in a year.
Truly is, and it's good for business. No, it's
great for your business.
No, it's no. In all seriousness, though, it's yeah. I mean, we were. I mean, really, 2019 and 2020. I mean, we love Gamecocks football. Let's not get it twisted, obviously, but I feel like Gamecock. We were like, please just let the season end. Please let this season mercifully come to an end. And this year now, although I think there were at some points maybe people were saying that, but I mean, this year now, yeah, you got people clamoring for more, man. They're like, man, I already can't wait for kickoff in 2022. So, yeah, it's wild what just a year can do, and it's wild what, we talked about how big it would be, how big it would be to win the bowl game, and you're seeing that, man. You're seeing that. The whole morale of Gamecock Nation is, and again, I said this the day of the game and after the game concluded. I was like, this was a bad day for folks to say that bowl games don't matter because, I mean, the emotion of the fan base. And I think what you see, man, is I'll tell you this. You can have the debate of, and every coach says it, right? They take a new job. This is the best fan base in the country. This is the best. That's the best. And we think we're the best. They think they're the best. Whatever. It's a very, there's a lot of different takes on it. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't think there's a fan base that is hungrier for a winner than South Carolina. I mean, and I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about across the board. There's not a fan base that's hungrier for a winner. And you could see that in Charlotte. I mean, the crowd was insane. Gamecock Nation was out in full force. And again, as we sit here on this Monday, I mean, like you said, man, people are just clamoring for it, already ready for kickoff in 2022. And it's really cool to see, man. It's great. It's great. And obviously it makes everything better, man. It makes what I do better. It makes just, perusing on social media better. It makes everything better. So it's great to be a Gamecock right now. And, my good buddy Brad Crawford said it also that, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a college football program, a college football team that has more momentum going into the quote unquote off season than we do.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned being hungry as a fan base. I mean, you're talking about a fan base that historically, we're excited to have a winning season, period, for the most part. But then you throw in those 3 11-win seasons in a row, we got spoiled. And then all of a sudden it got yanked from us, and we got thrown basically back down to the bottom of the barrel again. So the fact that we're kind of starting to get a little bit back on the, the positive momentum trail, yeah, of course we're hungry. We saw that it was possible. And, winning seasons just aren't good enough anymore. I mean, you see what we did this year. Obviously, we're still in the, the early stages of a, coaching change, but, people are ecstatic. People see positive momentum, and yeah, we're hungry. We want to see better next year. People are already talking about over-unders for next year. If we don't get 8 wins next year, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the one thing I'll say that, winning the bowl game and adding Spencer Rattler and Stogner, all those guys did is, hey, you better like pressure because pressure's on now. I think certainly fans are going to go into 2022 with, I've heard nothing short of 8-4. I mean, nothing short. So, I keep telling people I'm going to be that guy again, I'm sure, over the summer that's going to inject perspective. And that's not to say I'm going to be picking us to go 5-7 or something stupid, but, just keeping in mind that it is a process, keeping in mind that we still have to continue to build and it's not going to happen overnight. But, yeah, I mean, look at what Arkansas did in year 2, right, at Sam Pittman. So it's possible. I think we're certainly ahead of schedule, and what that means for year 2, what exactly that means record-wise, I'm not 100% sure, but, it's all about making positive progression. If we can continue to do that, I think Gamecock fans and Gamecock Nation will be we'll be happy. We'll be happy overall for the most part.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned Arkansas because I think they're on our schedule early next year.
They are. Week 2 in
that clash up.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I'm planning on making the trip to that one unless we're doing, which if we are, it's great doing the thing with Carolina Ale House or some of the location again. But that will be an awesome game. I mean, you're looking at a potential top 25 matchup because I think honestly, man, I think the Gamecocks are going to get a lot of love in the preseason from the polls. Because of the hype and momentum of winning your bowl game and finishing 7-6 in year 1 and Rattler being your quarterback. And I think obviously ESPN wants to hype up games as much as they can. So I think you're looking at a primetime game, top 25 game. And yeah, I mean, that week 2 matchup, man, I mean, not looking too far ahead, obviously already talking about the 2022 schedule, but that one in week 2 really serves as, if you can win that one, that's sort of like a jumping point, I think, for your program because Arkansas's got it rolling. They're a good team and you got Georgia in week 3. So, that week 2 matchup is going to be a big one.
I'd be willing to say the winner of that game very well might end up top 25. That's
a
very good.
Dude, Arkansas is already going to be a top 25 team. I guarantee you that they're going to be preseason top 25. I think we got Georgia State week 1. We're going to win. I think that, I think we could be like 23rd or 24th. I think certainly we could creep in the top 25 for that game.
Before that game or after that game?
After the Georgia State game. I think we go into Arkansas as a top 25 team, yes.
That's a bold take.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just telling you, man, I think a lot of the preseason top 25 is perception and hype, and I just think we're going to have a lot of it, man. And I think we're going to get the benefit of the doubt because Spencer Rattler's our quarterback now. I think we're going to get a lot of benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying we're going to be ranked 10th, but, yeah, could we be top 25 when we play Arkansas? I don't think that's far-fetched at all.
As much as I would love to see it, I just hope the team's ready. I mean, getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, if you win, the ranking will come. It doesn't really matter, right? So, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't want to, advertise any other shows or whatever, but, everybody, for the most part, probably saw the Spencer Rattler interview.
Yeah, no, Gamecock Central did a heck of a job, man. I watched a little bit of it. I haven't watched the whole thing, but, no, I mean, I've had a lot of people reach out to me and comment about it, and it's a heck of an interview, and like I said, they did a heck of a job with it, and great to hear from Rattler himself, and seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. So we're all obviously all excited.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
he seemed very, very level-headed, not too cocky, but just a very down-to-earth interview there. He gave some very good talking points, some detailed answers there. A lot of people talk about his attitude and whether or not he's got this or that going on. I'm really hoping that, whatever happened in the past is in the past. He seems like he's reaching out to the current players, establishing those relationships. Obviously, there might be a little bit of tension in the quarterback room, but, it is what it is. That all comes with, the competitive nature to win. And, I think we got ourselves a good one, both mentally and physically. He's putting in the work to do what it takes to succeed at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's the SEC, man. It's competition. I mean, it's you talk about like the tension in the QB room. I mean, it's competition, man. And Shane Beamer, he said it. I'm sure he's made it very clear to the team. He's going to do whatever he's got to do to improve the roster. So, they're going to go out and add the best players. And I think you saw from like Luke Doty, at least this season, they're going to be supportive of each other, and they all just want to win ball games. The more we win, the more, again, it's going to help everybody. And that includes the guys on the roster that, Spencer Rattler, all things go accordingly, he's going to be a one-year guy. So you better stay ready. And as we saw this year, I mean, you better stay ready. We played 4 quarterbacks. So just because he came in doesn't mean, that nobody else is going to play the entire year. Obviously, ideally, I mean, I hope that is the case because that means he's playing really, really well and he's healthy and, and we're winning a lot of games. But, it's competition, man. Iron sharpens iron. I mean, you think when we were the best ever in our school's history, like, I always bring it up. We had 2 quarterbacks on the poster. I'd love to get back to that point again.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of transitions also into, you were talking about Dakereon Joiner before, and, what is his role going in the next season? And, unfortunately, I don't see his role changing that much from, what it was kind of during the year. And between me and you, I don't think he transfers. I think he's a Gamecock. I think he's made that decision. If he was going to transfer, I think he would have did it, last year, the year before, whatever. If he wanted to play quarterback that bad, he'd be playing quarterback somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it be for an FBS program, FCS program, he'd find somewhere that he could play the position that he wanted to play. And I think he's from like Charleston area. So, I mean, he's at home. I don't feel like he wants to go that far. And, I think he just really enjoys being a Gamecock. So he's just going to embrace whatever role that is that we give him. And, we might have packages where we bring him in, similar to what we did this year. But if we do, I almost guarantee you he might throw the ball once or twice. So,
yeah.
It's something extra the defense has to prepare for. Bottom line is, you always have that in your back pocket. I think we'd be stupid not to find a way to get the ball in his hands, being that, he's an experienced player. He's proven that he can play the game of football pretty much wherever you put him. Sometimes he has issues catching the ball. We've all seen that. But, I think just experience and just being on the field for, a few years he has now, it all adds up. And, you end up seeing the seniors on the team end up performing a little bit better than they did in the first few years because they're just used to being there. So, I'm excited to see, what the coaching staff is able to draw up for him. Obviously, Spencer Rattler, QB1, that spot's kind of taken. It just is what it is. But they will find a way to implement him at some point.
Yeah, no doubt. No, again, he's, we talked about it a lot. He's obviously got a skill set, and we just want to see it utilized. We just want to see it utilized for sure. So, Brian, I appreciate the call as always, my friend. Always a pleasure to chat with you, and Happy New Year to you and yours, and looking forward to a hell of a 2022, my guy.
Yep. Appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, man. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, unless we get a call here in the next 30 seconds, we are going to jump into a quick break here on this Monday, January the 3rd, 2022. I figured this person would call in. We had just been missing them. Let's see. Here we go. Colton, what's up, my guy? How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Oh, well, I just wanted to call and talk about Dak for a second.
Yeah.
We've watched him fail a bunch of times, but I was just really excited for him to finally get some good plays. That first touchdown, crazy. I was saying all year he hadn't thrown maybe once or twice if it was complete or not. I don't remember. But if he throws, I don't think anybody's covering him. And so, boom. It's like, it pays out. A guy took my cap to Satterfield for once. I was on him this year. And, of course, he did have a month. But, he surprised me. I didn't really understand, some of the early moves that he made. But now, hopefully he can keep doing it on a week-to-week basis and not have to rely on a month.
Yeah, I think adding a guy like Spencer Rattler, quarterback, is going to help. It's wild how much of a difference it made to have a mobile quarterback, and so now certainly, and Dakereon Joiner getting his shot, making the most of it. It was, I think all of Gamecock Nation was just elated to see that for him after him really. Again, I think he was mismanaged by the previous staff, was never developed, and shows he can throw the football a little bit. So, moving forward, how they use him, I'll be intrigued to see, excited to watch. But, it'll be a lot of fun for sure.
I'm just, I'm not really sure how I would use him, especially like you said, with Rattler coming in. Of course, he's not going to be fighting for QB1, but I kind of want to see him get on the field. He looks like he can make some plays just from the very beginning of his career. He could do something here and there when he caught the ball.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they find him in a little spot somewhere.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. For sure. Like I said, I think you use him as a Swiss Army knife next year, man, whether it be running. I think Dak Joiner at running back has a lot of potential. I really do. I don't know why. I love him at running back. I think that could be really, really neat, but continuing to find ways to get him the ball at wide receiver. If you want to do Wildcat, I'm not saying Wildcat where he just runs, let him throw too, but find creative ways to get him touches. And I think they'll do that. I think having a guy like Spencer throwing in the ball, I think that's going to make a difference, not just for him, but for all the wide receivers as well. So finding creative ways to get him touches and keeping him involved. But again, like I said, I think he's going to come back. Certainly, but he's got a decision to make. He has a decision to make because that film showed me he could go somewhere else and be a quarterback. He could. If he really wants to play QB, he could go somewhere and play.
He's definitely got the talent. We saw it whenever he was getting recruited. He has talent, and like you said, I think he was just mismanaged for sure. They either didn't put too much in him or something. But, I appreciate you, man. I just wanted to call and give my opinion on that one.
Yeah, Colton, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you and yours, and we'll talk again soon, my friend. Thank you so much. 843-790-3377. My good friend Todd Smith. Appreciate you, Todd. Thank you, sir, for the love and support. Appreciate it, Todd. First super chat of 2022. Love to see that, Todd. I do apologize, by the way, we didn't get to run into each other in Charlotte. Game days, obviously, for yours truly are absolutely crazy, but beautiful thing is there's many more in the future, my friend. Either way, hey, we're taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Want to continue to hear from you. I'm going to get to your questions in the chat. By the way, obviously the phone lines have been flooded. A lot of comments, a lot of questions in the chat that I want to get into on the other side of the break. But again, guys, 843-790-3377. More your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Continue to take your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. Let's get back into your questions, by the way, in the chat. The phone line's ringing off the hooks, as you would expect, here on a Monday. The first Daily Crow, by the way, of 2022. And we're off to a hot start here on Monday, January the 3rd. Heath Hagler says, I think his best chance, talking about Dak Joiner, to have a big part in this offense, is to compete for quarterback. Agree that it's wishful thinking that he'll beat out Rattler, but we all saw how many quarterbacks we used this season. Well, okay, I'll say this, Heath. He can compete for QB, but he needs to also play other positions. I don't think making him exclusively a QB is a good idea because he'll never see the field. You know, we don't want to, which, by the way, Solo Bowen, thank you, sir. Thank you, Solo Bowen. Appreciate you. Thank you for the love and support. If you want to support the business guys on YouTube, Super Chat, Super Stickers, you have the capability to do that. Again, appreciate you, Solo Bowen. But, you know, and maybe I'm stating the obvious, but you don't want to make him exclusively a QB and then he never sees the field, because the last thing you want to do is, well, we're just banking on Spencer Rattler either playing bad or getting hurt for him to get a shot. Like, I don't want to be in that position. You know what I mean? I don't really want to be in that position. Let's see. We have other questions, lots of questions. Aaron Gibson, when you said that Dak was starting before the game, I thought to myself, no way, but you were right. Kudos. Yeah, no, I heard that from my guy within Gamecocks football a couple of days prior to the game, and it had a lot of momentum, and sure enough, he took the first snap. Now, technically, did he start? Yes, but Zeb Nolan came in right after. But, you know, kudos to the offensive staff. I want to get to that comment for sure, because Coach Ford, I want to get to Coach Ford's comment. Where did it go? Coach Ford says, by the way, let me publicly tip the cap to Marcus Satterfield. New year, new Coach Ford. He says he finally discovered a quick-hitting passing game. Some of the success is likely due to a bad UNC, but he changed what he was trying to do. Get Bell out at wide receiver. He used Juju in the screen game. Had a good day on offense without using Van at all. Solo Bowen, thank you. He says, how much money for you to do the 2K for Gamecocks basketball? The only thing with that, Solo Bowen, I have the capability. I just don't know that I have an up-to-date roster. I want to check on that, though, because I've got the PlayStation, obviously. That is something I love doing and would like to do. So I will let you guys know. I will look into that more in depth. No, you know, again, tip the cap to Marcus Satterfield, man. You know, you know, Shane Beamer and Satterfield pulling the strings, making the move with Dak Joiner to quarterback, and, you know, like you said, getting Jaheim Bell on the outside, getting Juju McDowell more involved. Great job by all parties involved in regards to that Gamecocks offensive staff. Great job by all parties involved for sure. Let's see. Lance says, holy hell, that game against Georgia going to be lit. Can't wait for that whole day to come. Yeah, that's going to be lit for sure, man, because that is a home game. That is a home game, no doubt. That is a home game. DGD Podcast. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Let's see. We do have some questions or comments, if you will, on the TDC Questions channel. Brendan M. What's going on, Brendan? Appreciate you. Says, so fired to make that trip to Fayetteville. Going to be a good one, no doubt. Brian Lattimore says, using Dak at running back is an interesting option. With White and Harris gone, I feel like we could have a void when it comes to a big body back that powers through. You think that's what a need, or that is a need that we're going to address in the portal? Would not be surprised. I'm sort of surprised we didn't add a back in the recruiting class. So if we added a back out of the portal, would not shock me at all. I mean, listen, I feel good about the guys we have, but you are right. We really don't have that big bruiser like a Kevin Harris, do we? So I think adding someone else certainly could be beneficial out of the portal. Let's see. Here. Again, guys, tons of questions in the comments. Coach Ford says, I'd say the offensive line owes much of its praise to a bad UNC defense. They did not suddenly become good. And you are correct, but again, Coach Ford, I would say you played some not good defenses all throughout the year and didn't look nearly as good as you looked against North Carolina. So, yeah, kudos to all parties involved, man. In regards to the Gamecocks offensive staff, all those who made that game plan, pulled the trigger on making those moves. I mean, it worked to perfection. Michael Samuels, yes, your QB1 sticker will definitely hold on the truck. Yes, 110%. 110%. No doubt. No doubt. Let's see. Travis Lee says, Will Muschamp as DC at Georgia next year. No idea, man. Don't know, don't care. Don't know, don't care. I genuinely have no clue. The king of backing himself into good situations. I don't know. I don't know. Lance Player says, lattes for Satterfield. Indeed. Lattes for Satty. Lattes. All the lattes for Satty. All the lattes. Trey Anderson says, would you think Jaheim Bell could succeed at running back? Again, I think you're going to see him used in a lot of different ways, kind of sort of like the H-back you've seen at Oklahoma. I think that's the kind of player he reminds me of. So I think you'll see Shane Beamer in the Gamecocks. I think you'll see them use him in a ton of different ways for sure. Tim Hall says, Rashad Amos has the size for the bruiser running back unproven, though. You know, I liked what I saw from him in 2020, but just didn't get the reps, didn't get the opportunity this year. And I mean, of course, the reason he didn't, you had four guys that, were getting the job done. So only so many guys can touch the rock. Let's see. Again, guys, want to continue to hear from you. 843-790-3377. Cody Gaskins, what's going on, my guy? Wesley Newmar says, spring game is going to be fire this year. Hopefully a packed house. Yeah, I think so, man. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Rocket Maine, what's going on? Jacob Edwards says, I'd like to see them slim Bell down in the offseason and make him permanent wide receiver 2. Jacob Edwards, I think he's wide receiver 1. I like Josh Vann, don't get me wrong, or I think Jaheim Bell can be wide receiver 1. So, Syllaboan says, kind of like how Cordarrelle Patterson is used. He plays running back, receiver, returner, tight end. I mean, yes, certainly. Again, Dak Joiner can be used in multiple different ways, but you just, you got to figure out a way to get in the ball. I still don't think he's like wide receiver 1 or anything, but he's obviously got a skill set that can help you win football games. That's a given. Rocket Maine, yeah, my guy actually Gray from Soda City Thrifts sold me this hat. So yeah, it is a fire hat. I had never seen one with just SC on it before. So really, really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. Appreciate my guy. Appreciate my guy Gray for that. So. Let's see. Again, guys, hey, how about this? Basketball on the hardwood. I know we're all talking football. I know it's like I said, man, it's crazy what adding a 5-star quarterback. It's crazy what adding a 5-star quarterback and winning your bowl game can do for a fan base, because we're still talking football. If the Gamecocks would have lost, people would be wanting to forget about football as quickly as it came. But we're still talking football, counting down the days to spring practice. And but don't forget, Gamecocks on a hardwood tomorrow night at CLA. Yours truly will be there. Gamecocks taking on the Auburn Tigers to tip off SEC play. Also, let's give a shout-out to the women's team last night, beating Mississippi State on the hardwood. So great bounce-back win for them. It's crazy. I still can't believe they lost to Missouri. I don't know how that happened. But either way, you bounce back, you get the W. A good win over Mississippi State. And Operation Win the National Championship is back on. So win the national championship, that is back on for sure. Let's see. Jonathan Moffrey says, cowing to Arizona. I just looked. Have you seen something or heard something? Because I have not seen any sort of announcement from him yet. I know there's some rumors floating around. I know you got a crystal ball or whatever, the crystal ball boys, but haven't seen anything official yet. Carolina Titans, Satterfield finally stopped trying to be cute with his play calling, just went to the playmakers. Okay, hey, so by the way, I think it sounds like as we hit 1 o'clock, we hit our second hour here on this Monday. I think everybody in this chat is in agreement that Marcus Satterfield is back. Are we all in agreement there? Are we all in agreement? That's what it sounds like, at least. That's what it sounds like, at least. So is that what I'm hearing from you all? That Marcus Satterfield is indeed back? I mean, I think at this point I'd be pretty damn surprised, and especially with the comments that Shane Beamer made after the game when he said, why he didn't fire anyone, why he didn't, and he said 543 or whatever, how many yards of offense. He said, that's why we didn't. So, Brandon Wagner, I don't think Atkins will be back. There's a lot of speculation about his health. I don't think the offensive line coach is back. I think that'll be the change. But yeah, I think outside of that, man, probably for the most part, everybody else is back. I think so. Coach Forces, I give him credit for one good game against a subpar team, still put up or shut up in 2022. And I would say this, Coach Ford, every year's put up or shut up. So, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. If the offense is subpar, if the offense finishes, outside the top 100 with Spencer Rattler at quarterback, then, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you at all that, yeah, he's got to go. There's no doubt. He's got to go. So, but maybe, just maybe, and I think, again, Coach Ford actually does make a good point that UNC was not a good defense. We knew in that game that something had to give. Something had to give. The Gamecocks fielded statistically one of the worst offenses in college football, and UNC fielded one of the worst defenses in college football. So something had to give, and thank goodness it was the UNC defense faltering. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's, of course, it's put up or shut up. It always is, man. The pressure's always on when you're coaching at an SEC school. The pressure's always on. So, but yeah, if you can't get the job done with the weapons you have returning and Rattler and all that, I think certainly a change will need to be made. Let's see. We got a text here on the text line. Somebody says, of course Sat is back. There's literally no indication or hints that he was ever going to leave. All just fan buzz that started that talk. I would disagree, but whatever. Either way, yeah, I'd agree he's back. Let's see again, guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Phil Harris, I think this is Clone Phil, said still UNC was a 12-point favorite with us missing some of our best players. Don't want to hear nothing about them being subpar. I mean, Phil, I'm not disagreeing with you, but their defense stunk. That's why the over-under was 59. So that's why the over-under was 59. But, no, I'm not taking away, obviously, from the win, Phil. I'm not doing that. It was a great win. It was a great win. Brian Lattimore in the TDC Questions channel says, I know Jalen Brooks had some personal issues going on this year, so we have any clue on his status going into next year. It's wild, by the way, how much I get this question. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but it's not like Jalen Brooks was our number one receiver or anything. But I genuinely don't know, Brian. I mean, it all depends on if he gets his off-field issues resolved. And for those wondering, that's what it was off-field issues. It wasn't on-field issues. It was off-field issues, and I'm not going to go any further than that. But, I mean, I'd assume if he gets them resolved, they'd love to have him back. I mean, the more the merrier in regards to competition and depth of the wide receiver position. But it'll all depend on that. Brennan M. also says, women's basketball still ranked number one. Go Cox, wire-to-wire number one is still possible. Yeah, I don't think losing one game in overtime is enough by a point is enough to knock you knock you out of the number one perch, if you will. So let's see. Again, Monday, January the 3rd, 2022. It's funny. We're at that time. You guys remember being in school when you were like writing your name at the top of the paper and you put the date, and you'd always mess up the date. In regard to you'd put like the previous year because you're so used to writing down that previous year's date. That's kind of how I feel right now. I have to like catch myself like, yes, 2022, not 2021, 2022. So, but again, appreciate y'all, man. Really excited. We got a lot of stuff in the works, man. Tons of great, exciting stuff happening. Of course, Same great content. If you did not check out the podcast today, guys, I highly suggest you do so, because here's the thing. I truly, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys know this. I feel like I would hope you do, but I truly value the opinion of our consumer. And I'll get into that more in just a second. Let's jump to the phone line.
Skyland Davis.
Skyland, what's up, man? How are you?
Take me out to the ball game.
It's about that time of year, man. It's about that time of year. Dude, I mean, literally, I was looking at, I know I was talking to you over the weekend, but I was looking at my calendar. I was obviously setting my calendar for the month and all that. We plan out content. For those who did not know, if you want to mark your calendar right now, January the 18th is 1 month away from opening day. And that is also the day that we will actually start talking baseball on the podcast and on the content. We'll start doing like position unit previews and all that good stuff. So, I mean, it's 2 weeks. It's right around the corner, man. We'll start talking about it. And then, of course, in about 46 days or 45 or how many it is, opening day will be here. So it's crazy, man. I'm looking forward to it as well. Yeah, I can't wait.
If football's over with, I know we can talk college football recruiting all we want to, but we can also talk baseball, or we can talk about Staley, or we can talk about Frank.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, basketball. Let's not forget basketball, man. Hey, it's who knows if you can go 500 or better in SEC play. I think you got a chance. Who knows?
I think the boys get rocked here soon by Auburn.
Yeah, tomorrow night, 6:30 tip. I'll be there in person. So if they do, I'll see it. I will see it in person for sure. But now it's going to be interesting to see us navigate SEC play. I mean, the SEC is just not it's not the SEC of old, man. The SEC is actually really good in basketball, in men's basketball. So, it's going to be a grind. I mean, there's no question. Just like anything else, it's going to be a grind. I mean, you look at your first couple of games. You got Auburn at home, then you're at Vandy, then you're at Tennessee, Florida at home, at Arkansas. So you got some tough games out the jump, man. You got some very tough games.
Yeah.
So,
quick question: obviously we know what's going on with Jalen Brooks, but if you were Jalen Brooks and everything worked out in your favor, would you want to return to South Carolina after your name's been bashed the way it's been bashed?
What's your other option? I mean, what's your other option? I mean, are you going to get a better offer than South Carolina?
I just couldn't show my face. That's just my personal opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a personal decision for him, but I don't know what the upside would. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person. So.
Yeah. Well, I predict that wide receiver Jacob Cohen, however you want to pronounce his last name, is going to commit to Arizona today. And we got about 3 or 4 to look out for.
Yeah,
so.
that's where it seems the momentum is going, that he'll go. But we'll see.
He's got a kid. He's got a kid in Arizona.
That kid thing throws a wrench in the plans, no doubt.
Oh yeah, I kind of believe if it weren't for the kid, I just feel like he wouldn't go to Arizona. But obviously, being a father, fatherhood comes first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I guess I won't call back in until January the 18th. We start talking baseball. We start talking baseball.
I hear
well, I'm gonna let you guys have it till the end. Can't wait to talk baseball with you.
I appreciate you, Skyland. Looking forward to it, my friend. Thanks so much. 843-790-3377, guys. Continue to take your questions, comments, calls. Coach Vorts says Coach White did a great job. Down Cam and Enigbare, still took down North Carolina. Got to pay Coach Gray. I agree. You got to pay Coach Gray, man. That you got to keep that entire defensive staff intact. Yeah, you have to. You have to. By the way, guys, I know I said it briefly last week. And I will say it again. A major kudos and thank you to all of those who showed love and support in Charlotte, North Carolina, man. It was absolutely a blast. I mean, I don't say this out of a sense of ego or a sense of, beating my chest, look at me. But it was, dude, we got stopped like every 5 feet at Ink and Ivy in Charlotte of people showing love and appreciation for the podcast and the content and everything we do. And I mean, it's overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming. It's incredible. It's just truly a blessing. So I do not want to go without saying thank you to everyone that takes even a second out of their day to show love and appreciation for the content. And, again, guys, you all know, I'm sure some of you maybe get sick of hearing me say it, but I lead with gratitude. I lead with gratitude. I believe in gratitude. And I just truly do appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. And again, showing that love, man. It was so cool being in Charlotte, like I said, and hanging out with so many great Gamecocks and meeting so many great Gamecocks. And that's just one of the best parts about what we do is the relationships we build and the people we meet. And it's Gamecock Nation is truly like a family. You know what I mean? It really feels that way. I mean, it really feels that way. I mean, since I started my business, some of my, one of my best friends, a guy I would call my best friend, is somebody I met because he was a supporter of my business. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. So, again, thank you guys. Brendan Wagner says, sucks that Landon Sampson won't be on campus until next fall. I could see him making an immediate impact if he enrolled earlier. Well, I mean, Brandon, listen, I'll never blame a kid for wanting to enjoy his senior year. I think because of the early signing day and the way that college football is now, everybody wants to get on campus early. And that's totally fine, right? It's great. It's great to have guys go through spring practice and get on campus. But, I mean, I think back to when I was in high school and, you're only in high school once. You know what I mean? You're only in high school once. And so if you want to enjoy being a senior in high school in your senior year, I say do it. College is going to be there when you get there. It's going to be there for you. You know what I mean? Don't rush life, in a way. I'm almost surprised the amount of guys that do it, that enroll early. I mean, truly, because, like a guy like Stone Blanton, and he's also a baseball player, I'm so happy that, for him specifically, that he is taking advantage and, going to play his senior year and get the most out of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're only a senior once. And I remember my senior year of baseball, man, was incredible. It was incredible. So let's see. Again, guys, in case you missed it, the Gamecocks remain number one in the AP poll. Number one in the AP poll after losing last week to Mizzou. So, still possible the Gamecocks could be wire to wire for the season. Sven Webster, hey, Chris, I know you will get a kick out of this. I told you last week the SEC men's is here in Tampa. The SEC men's what? She says, looked up tickets last night, almost $500 for first-round nose. Oh, you're talking about the NCAA tournament. Yeah, the tournament's no joke. You're going to pay for the tournament. You're going to pay to go to the tournament, no doubt. John Gibbs, here's a question for all. When's the last time the men's basketball team was ranked in the top 25? I couldn't tell you, man. I feel like it's been 84 years. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Nick Renfro, I think we add more playmakers. We just put up 500 yards with a quarterback that has hadn't thrown a pass in 2 years. Now we have the best quarterback in the East. He also says Ole Miss is losing their quarterback. No way he risked it after the scare he had in the bowl game. Yeah, I think we're going to continue to add. I think we're going to continue to add playmakers for sure. Tim Hall says, it was a pleasure meeting you. Hate it took almost getting into a fight with a slapdick, though. Hold on. When was this? I don't remember any violence in Charlotte or really throughout the season. Said, as I said, appreciate your content. In my opinion, you offer the most realistic views without the Kool-Aid. Tim, I appreciate the love and support. When was the getting in a fight with a slapdick, though? I don't remember that. That must just be completely slipping my mind. Cade Grantham, do you think Jacob Cowing is coming? All momentum points to he'll go to Arizona because of him having a child. So, I mean, that plays a pretty big role, but take care of your kid, catch passes from QB1. No, I don't know. You never know. We'll have to wait and see. He did not specify a time, like I said, guys, of when he will be announcing. So, hey, I'm waiting just like you guys are. I am waiting just like you guys are. Again, guys, we're going to jump into a quick break, but we're going to continue to take your questions, comments, calls. I want to continue to hear from you, and I'll pose the question yet again. Two things for on the other side. How should the Gamecocks use Dakereon Joiner moving forward? And today's podcast, the subject of discussion, the top 5 things I'm looking forward to in the calendar year for the Gamecocks in 2022. What are the top 5 things or some of the top things that you're most excited to see from Gamecock athletics this year? We're talking that. We're talking much more. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Want to continue to hear from you. Oh, Tim Hall. Okay, Tim, now I know what you're saying. When the UNC guy got kicked out of the game. Yes, Tim, it was a pleasure to meet you, my friend, also. That's hysterical. I've totally forgot about that. Yeah, when there was a UNC – there was this UNC guy sitting in front of me. And sitting in front of us, whatever. And he walked to the security person, was trying to get a Gamecock fan thrown out. And instead, the UNC guy who was causing all the racket, he got thrown out. And when he got back up to the seat, I told him, I said, man, you just took a massive L right there, my guy. Just took a massive L. Tough day to have a day, eh? Tough day to have a day. So, yeah. No, great stuff. Tim, appreciate you, my friend. It was great to meet you and hope you guys had a fantastic time. Kyle Masters says, what are the expectations for the football team with Rattler at the helm? That's a great question. That's a great question because I don't want to set the expectations too high. And Ryan Cothran, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Seriously, thank you. Super chat, coming through in the clutch to start 2022. Thank you so much. If you want to support the business, support the content, support the channel, support everything that we do, you can do so through super chat and super stickers here on YouTube. Ryan, thank you so much, sincerely, my friend. Let's see. Syllaboan says Kentucky and Tennessee are damn good too. Going to be tough next year. Indeed, it will. Hey, it's the SEC, man. It's tough every year. It's the SEC. It's tough every single year. So every single year it's tough. If you don't want it to be tough, go to a different conference. I don't know. The schedule's always going to be tough. John Gibbs, top 5 things he's looking forward to. Here we go. Number 1, women's basketball getting another SEC championship. Number 2, women's basketball winning the Natty. Number 3, whooping Clemsucks at Bull Street. Number 4, baseball getting back to Omaha. And number 5, football team getting 8 or more wins this season. Love it. Love those. Love your list. Cade Grantham says he just got his QB1 sticker. Love to hear that, Cade. Thank you for the support, my friend. Thank you sincerely. R.L. Smith says, good problem to have. Rattler's the presumed starter, but also one and done. Luke Doty, Colton Gauthier, and Dak Joiner can battle for depth chart placement. Braden Davis will like redshirt. Also, hey, you forgot, by the way, R.L. Smith, Tanner Bailey, the former Oregon commit that signed with South Carolina. What does he do? So, don't forget about him. Don't forget about him for sure. Yeah, Sven Webster, nobody knows when Cowing's commitment is. I have not seen any updates in regards to when he will commit. So, we're all just kind of wait and see. So, we're all fighting the same fight, waiting on the same thing. Scotty Griffin, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for the love and support. Seriously, thank you. Thank you. Apparently, Clemson has lost a big-time staffer today. So really just a great Monday to have a Monday indeed. Love that. You love to see that. Those are things that we just love to see. Those are things you just love to see, guys. Love to see it. Let's see. I want to continue to hear from you. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Again, Billy Parton, no updates. Thinking it's going to be later in the day when Jacob Cowing announces. Again, from what I've heard, the momentum is, things are pointing to Arizona due to his family situation, having a child and already being in that part of the country. So we'll see what happens, but would be a big get for sure. Would be a big get, no doubt. And hey, who doesn't want to come catch passes from Spencer Rattler? I mean, honestly, who doesn't? Billy Parton, do you think Frank Martin stays or goes this year? I think a lot of that has to do with how we finish up, truly. I think a lot of that just simply has to do with how we finish up this year. If you make the NCAA tournament, he's definitely back, Billy. If you make the tournament, he's without a doubt back. If you don't, things start to get a little tricky, I think. I think things start to get a little tricky for sure. So. Let's see. Again, guys, podcast did drop this morning, episode 568 in the TDC Questions channel. Let's head over there in the Big Cock Club Discord. Brendan M. says the top 5 things he's looking forward to. Number 1, a national championship for women's basketball. Number 2, a deep run in the tournament for baseball. Number 3, beat Clem Sucks in football so the upstate crayon eaters can shut up. Number 4, a good bowl destination next season. Number 5, a successful final season with the band. Love that. Love your top 5, Brendan. Brian Lattimore also listing his top 5 in the Big Cock Club Discord. He says, number 1, women's basketball win it all. Men's basketball make the NCAA tournament. Number 2, baseball making the trip to Omaha. Fingers crossed, man, please. Number 3, beat Clem Sucks in everything this year. Number 4, 9-4 or better football season with a bowl win. And number 5, Gamecock football finishing in the top 15 in both polls and recruiting 2023. I think those are all fantastic. Fantastic. I love both your lists. I will be posting mine later. Again, of course, they're on the podcast. I'll be posting a graphic, though, later today with my top 5. My top 5. But if you guys want to know right now, I will tell you. Let me get it pulled up so I can give you my exact top 5. So my top 5 things I want to see in the 2022 calendar year. Number 1, Dawn Staley's team winning it all. Number 2, the return of small ball to Founders Park. Number 3, the Courtcocks making an improbable push for the NCAA tournament. Number 4, Spencer Rattler leading the charge in year 2 of the Shane Beamer era. And number 5, Carolina sweeping the Palmetto rivalry across the Big 3 sports. Now, am I trying to speak some of those into existence? You better believe I am. But either way, hey, speak it into existence. Why not? Why not? So again, guys, we're taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. 843-790-3377. In case you missed it, by the way, guys, this morning, very excited to officially announce, I know I mentioned this a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, but very excited to officially announce we will be returning, or we will be continuing to be live from Tin Roof each and every single week. 5 to 7 out at Tin Roof in the Vista, taking your questions, comments, everything else. Really, really excited for that, man. I tell you what, the Tin Roof shows, guys, if I told you before, they've become such a staple in my week. And, you know, Tin Roof being the fantastic venue it is, and I've created relationships and friendships with the people that work there. Corey Spigner, the manager, you know, J-Mo behind the bar, Chase Beckman, Grassi, all those involved. I've created relationships with those who come out to Tin Roof on a weekly basis, which, yes, Alyssa, Pac-10. But excited to announce that's going to continue in 2022. Really excited. You know, as fun as football season was, and obviously we're going to do it. You know, the plan is do it for football season again this fall. But doing the Tin Roof shows during basketball and especially baseball season is going to be an absolute blast. So really excited again, guys. Thank you so much for the continued love and support in that regard, because without it, you know, those type of opportunities I know for a fact would not present themselves. So again, thank you all so much. On that note, let's see first. We'll get to Drew Pincasso. He lists his top 5, what he wants to see, what he's looking forward to seeing, I should say, in the 2022 calendar year. Number 1, winning a national championship in basketball, assuming you mean women's, obviously. Number 2, making March Madness. Number 3, a 9-4 football record. Number 4, beating Clem Sucks in all sports. Number 5, another bowl game win. I would love to see all 5 of those things. Brandon Watt says the thing with Satterfield, yeah, he could have won 9 games with a better offensive plan, but we all know we won't settle for 9 wins a year. We want more, and to get more, we need the top players. Yeah, every once in a while we could make it far with mediocre players, but we will end up like Cincinnati. Brandon, I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying. There ain't a Gamecock fan out there that wouldn't settle for 9 wins. Hey, I'll settle. I will settle for 9 wins. Settle. I will settle for 9 wins, Brandon. You have to walk before you can run. I'll count me in. I'll settle. At least off the jump, let's get there first. Let's on a consistent year in, year out basis win 9 games. Then we can worry about going to the playoff. But let's go 9-3 consistently first. I will more than settle for 9 wins. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. Scotty Griffin, small ball needs to be used in Founders Park. We have the ability. Indeed. I mean, here's the thing. I love power. I'm a Justin Smoke guy. Favorite Gamecocks baseball player of all time. I absolutely love the long ball. I love power, love what it can do for you. But you got to be able to be productive. And I think this lineup this year, we're going to be more productive. Barrel control is going to be a lot better, a lot more contact, a lot less strikeouts. That's not to say we're never going to have a night where we strike out a lot, because guess what? You face some really good pitchers on a weekend in, weekend out basis. You face the best of the best. But I think as a whole, we're going to be much better at the plate because we're going to be more productive, because we're going to be better in small ball. We're going to be, again, barrel control will be better. Just station-to-station baseball will be a ton better in that regard, in my opinion. So, Dre Picasso says, I've had my doubts about Satterfield, but I do hope he does the same thing during the regular season as he did in the bowl game against North Carolina. Well, like I said, adding a guy like Spencer Rattler, that should help. Adding a guy like Rattler should help. No doubt. Adding a guy like that should certainly help. James Kendall says, step 1, beat Kentucky. Step 2, win the Natty. I hear you. Darrell Wall Jr. Chris, sorry I didn't get to come by Ink and Ivy at the bowl game to see you. We got down to Charlotte a little bit late Wednesday night, but we'll definitely catch up with you at CLA or Founders Park soon. Hey, for sure, man, for sure. I know it was a crazy time, very busy, but yeah, we'd love to meet you in person, my guy, for sure. Brandon Watt says, my 2022 list, beating the Wildcats and the Vols in football. Yeah, I got to get back to beating Kentucky. I mean, dude, Kentucky just won 10 games. Kentucky just won 10 games. How does that happen? I have no idea. No idea. Shella Bowen says, so many offensive linemen and receivers in the portal, we need some. Yeah, again, we're not done. We're not done in the portal. I certainly don't think we're done. We got a text here. Somebody says, chances on landing Jacob Cowing. I think they're 50-50, but everything I've heard says he's going to Arizona because of him having a kid, which will certainly do it. That will certainly do it. So we'll see. We will see. By the way, guys, on the note I wanted to make earlier, because I was talking Tin Roof, again, very excited to be back there in the 2022 calendar year doing our live shows. Going to be a ton of fun. One thing I did want to point out, though, I did want to point this out, and I talked about it on the podcast that was released today in regards to business updates and initiatives and what have you. So as you know, the business is growing, expanding, ever-changing, ever-evolving. If you're not growing, you're dying. I totally believe that. So the live shows at Tin Roof, we have been streaming those across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all over. You already know. Those will now be behind the Big Cock Club wall. The reason for that, guys, honestly, I'd say 90 to 95% of the audience that was tuning into those anyways is in the Big Cock Club. The other reason is because we're getting guests on these shows. We're getting a lot of big-time guests. I can assure you, for example, Brad Lowing will be with us at Tin Roof on Wednesday. And to get those guests, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. And this is one of the ways we're enhancing and evolving the business and the show and improving everything we do. So again, if you're going to be looking for that live stream at Tin Roof, that is where you can find it. Also, as I mentioned, and again, if you want to hear more details, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. But as you also probably heard me say this morning, and if you have not heard, you will hear it at some point, that the throwback interviews we've been, reposting those will continue to be as normal in the podcast. All of the new interviews and conversations we'll be doing will be behind the Big Cock Club Patreon. It will be part of those offerings. So patreon.com/Big Cock Club, or if you go to any of our social media and click the link in our bio, you will see the Big Cock Club link right there where you can join. And again, the reason that we are doing that is because, believe it or not, guys, I am one person. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And in some cases, it takes money because players are getting paid now. NIL's a thing. Guys aren't doing interviews for free anymore. Look at Spencer Rattler today. That was a sponsored interview. So that's another reason. But I can assure you, everything we're doing in regards to these interviews, and that's if you want to hear the full interview, by the way. We're still going to post clips. We're still going to promote these conversations through cutting-edge content on social media. But to hear these full conversations, for example, like I said, Brad Lawing, who we're going to have at Tin Roof on Wednesday, that full conversation is going to drop on Thursday. And that will be behind the Big Cock Club wall, the Big Cock Club Patreon, if you will. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. But again, guys, we're ever evolving, we're ever changing, making decisions for the business. And this is one I feel very strongly about and very confident in. Trace says, what does TDC stand for? Trace, think about it for 2 seconds. TDC, the Daily Crow, my guy, the Daily Crow. Again, guys, patreon.com/Big Cock Club. Or if you go to any of our links in bio, you can join. And also, guys, you don't just get access to these interviews. You get access to all the content behind our Patreon and the Big Cock Club. You get access to the Discord, our private Discord as well. So again, but all of the other content, I want to hammer that home as well. All of the other content is free. All of it. And like I said, guys, these interviews we're doing, like, for example, Brad Lawing, I'm going to be posting clips on social media. So we're going to promote that way. So do not fear. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here and talk to our guy, Rob. Robbie, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm surprised my house is still standing up because we had a tornado come through Orangeburg last night.
That was wild. I woke up in the middle of the night, man. That wind was whipping for sure.
I didn't get much sleep, to be honest with you, because I kept hearing stuff on my roof and stuff was hitting my windows. I was like, should I even try to go to sleep?
One night it's cats, the next night it's wind. There's a lot of external forces that don't want you to get a good night's rest, Robbie. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's all the Clemson fans that don't want.
That's probably what it is. You're right. When in doubt, blame.
They're tired of me spitting facts about how bad they suck.
Spitting facts. Hey, when in doubt, blame Clemson or the Muschamp Packers. When in doubt.
Yeah. I just noticed that you went live because I didn't. I looked to see if you were going to go live, and it got to be about 12, and you wasn't live yet. So I was like, he must not be doing the show today. Then I went on YouTube, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, he's live. So I was like, I'm gonna call him. So
yeah, we're here, my guy. We're here. So yeah, we're live every day this week. Back to the normal daily grind. So
I just think that after our bowl win, I think we're moving in a very, very positive direction, not to sound cliche, but after the crap we put up with Muschamp, I'll take anything that looks positive. And I, like you, I was surprised that I honestly was shocked when that Joiner didn't leave. But the fact that he didn't leave shows how much he loves being at the university.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I think the kid definitely loves being a Gamecock.
And I think that one of the main positions that we obviously need to get is obviously some offensive linemen, for sure, because I've honestly never seen our offensive line play so bad in a year. I've never seen that. Like the years that I've watched football games, I've never seen them play so poorly all season long, but also have great games, but then turn right around and have a god-awful game. And I think once we figure out which offensive linemen can help us and can grow and get better every single year that they're here, regardless if they're from the transfer portal or if they're recruited or what have you. I don't care. As long as we can somehow get – I truly believe if we have an offensive line like we had in 2020 that paved the way for Harris, I can only imagine what Juju McDowell and Marshawn Lloyd could really do.
Yeah, our offensive line sucked this past year. That's for sure. I mean, we had a few moments of brilliance, but we sucked for the majority of the season. Yeah.
And like I've told you before, I've seen high school offensive lines play better than we played this year.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly I think that's got to be the priority moving forward because we need to continue to upgrade and enhance when it comes to adding playmakers and getting quality football players on the offensive side.
Absolutely.
But you had more than enough players to finish within the top 100 nationally in offense. So, I think Greg Atkins will be gone. I think it's been rumored he's got some health issues that'll probably knock him out of that role, which you wish him the best. But, maybe it's kind of a blessing in disguise, if you will, that we're going to change things up at that position.
And it's also a good thing. It's also a good thing that deciding to do this now instead of waiting until like 3 months before kickoff. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I tell fans this too is, I know that fans are clamoring for us to hit the portal to add a bunch of linemen. I'm not saying we're not going to add, one or two offensive linemen. I think certainly that's, that would be beneficial. That's smart. But I hate to tell you, I think a lot of the offensive line we're going to be feeling the starting five, the majority of them is going to come from this group of guys. So you just got to get better. I mean, that's the only thing. You just have to get better. I don't think you're going to have 5 brand new offensive linemen. Like, you're going to be leaning on a lot of the guys, if not all of the guys that played this year. So they just got to get better.
Right. And we got to just trust Beamer and the coaching staff as a whole that they can fix it and make sure that it stays fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, man,
that'll
be the key for the
like
offense.
A broken record.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. We just gotta just let Beamer do what he's getting paid to do, and that is put a winning product on the field. And I truly believe he's on the verge of doing that because a lot of people, like you said during the offseason, were not expecting us to win 6 games, and we won 6 games.
We won 7 games. Technically, he did put a winning product on the field because we finished over 500. So that we did put a winning product already. How about that?
And in Beamer's first year, so I can only imagine what it's going to look like 3 to 4 years down the road.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you just want to.
It's been proven before, Pierre, that Beamer can recruit.
Yeah, you just want to keep positive progression, positive trajectory, and we're certainly at that point right now. So, I mean, things, we've seen it in college football a lot. Things can change so much on a daily basis. But, again, like I said, going in the 2022 season, I think South Carolina's got as much momentum as anybody in college football.
Yeah, and I already plan on going to a game because I told my cousin I got a cousin that's like 7 or 8 years old. And he's a Gamecock fan, and he's never been to a Carolina game. So I told my aunt, which is his mother, that I have every intention on taking him to the Carolina game. It's either going to be the season opener or the game against South Carolina State because South Carolina State's band is awesome. I've seen them in person several times, and their band is ridiculous. in a good way.
Yeah.
But I told him that I would be taking him to a game and all that stuff. And on another positive note, my dad can hopefully go back to work tomorrow.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear your dad's doing well.
Oh yeah, and I think the girls are gonna. Well, obviously, we lost to Mizzou last Thursday. We beat Mississippi State yesterday. Now we're playing Mizzou again this coming Thursday, and I think this coming Thursday against Mizzou, we're going to show that that game a week ago was a fluke. Because they only had 8 players. Mizzou only had 8 players, and we had everybody. The reason we got beat is because we just had an off day, and they wanted it better, more than we did. So I truly believe that Don Staley is going to tell them, yeah, I know I don't have to tell y'all what happened the last time we played Mizzou. Let's go out here on our home floor and show them that the first game against Mizzou was a fluke. And I truly believe that the girls are going to beat the crap out of Mizzou come Thursday.
LSU, you mean, by the way. But, yes, either way. I get what you're saying.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You get the gist of what
I get the gist. I trust me, Robbie. I got you at this point. I got you at this point.
But like, and I think I'm so ready for baseball season to start. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Same here, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
We've got till baseball season.
Yeah, January the 18th will be a month till first pitch. So that, so we're what, like 46 days away. So yeah, not that long.
And I'm excited for it to see how we do this year. And of course, I'm going to try and go to a game this coming year. Because, like I told you before, I wasn't that great of a baseball player, but I love watching baseball. Like when the Braves played in the World Series, I did not miss a game. Okay, I watched every single game from start to finish, regardless of how ugly the game got and we lost. I still watched it. But I'm one of them people to where like I said, I love watching baseball, but my hand-eye coordination is so bad because of my situation that I told you about. And so baseball really wasn't my cup of tea per se, but I love watching baseball.
I love it as well, my friend. Hopefully that passion comes out when I talk baseball, but I love it. I mean, I truly, people ask me what's my favorite sport to cover when it comes to the Gamecocks, and they're all unique in their own way, and they're all special in their own way, and certainly football is king. We get it, but for me, baseball is a blast. I mean, it's truly a blast, and I think that I like to think that comes out in the content that we create around baseball season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great year for us.
Yep. And I'll be watching my Steelers play tonight because we play the Browns tonight, and hopefully we can actually move the ball because the last several weeks our offense has played like trash.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game, isn't it? It's going to be a really good game. We're getting towards the end of the season.
The Browns
NFL.
ain't no joke no more, man.
Browns aren't a joke.
The Browns are legit.
Yeah, people tell me I look like Baker Mayfield, so I kind of got a soft spot for the Browns now.
Yeah, but you're not as crazy as Baker Mayfield.
I don't know, Robbie. I wouldn't put it past me.
But yeah, I'll be watching the game tonight, and of course, do the guys play tomorrow? I think
Tomorrow
they're
night
from the,
against Auburn at Colonial Life Arena, 6:30
Auburn.
tip-off.
Okay. I knew we had a game tomorrow. I just didn't know what time the game started. But I don't know what to do with myself till baseball season cranks up. I guess I'll watch basketball because my second favorite sport in general outside of football is basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a fun team to watch. I think we have a fun team to watch. And who knows? I think it's really unpredictable how the SEC slate's going to shake out. But I think we've got a fun team. I do. It'll be interesting to see how we respond coming off of such a long hiatus. But tomorrow night should be interesting.
And like I've said before, like I feel like with the because I've watched every game that was on TV that I've been able to watch. I've watched it, and I can tell that if we can gel and like be like one unit, like a unit on the floor, the men's basketball team can be a force to be reckoned with in the conference. Because we got the big boys, we got the guys that can shoot, we got guys that can rebound, guys that aren't afraid to get in there with the big fellas and try to get a layup. And I think that once they start to really believe in themselves, I'm not saying they don't believe in themselves, but I think once they really start believing in themselves and they hit their stride, we could shock a few people this year and maybe a couple of years down the road. Who knows? Because we've done it before. So I truly think we can do it again.
I think so as well. No, I mean, why not? Why not? We get hot from outside. Shoot or shoot. So
I'm just really excited for just the future for just Gamecock sports in general.
Yeah, I am too, man. I think a lot of positive stuff's happening in regards to all of our sports. So I'm excited for it. I think 2022, like I said, is going to be a great year for Gamecocks athletics.
I fully 2,000% agree. But I'm just so excited for just everything that's been going on within the football program, the women's basketball program, the positive turnaround that we've seen in the men's basketball team. And then, of course, I don't even remember ever seeing the baseball team do horrible. In the years that I've watched the baseball team. I've never seen them put a bad product on the floor, on the diamond per se.
Right. No, we should be good, man. And again, it feels good to be good. So I'm excited for everything. I'm excited for everything.
Yeah, it's good Lord, man. It's windy as all get over here at my house, bro. I hear stuff hitting the roof. It's starting to scare me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, make sure you take care of yourself, Robbie. I want to make sure you're able to call in tomorrow and all the other days. So make sure you're taking care of yourself over there on the home front.
Well, I'm just hoping the wind don't blow hard enough and knock a tree limb through my bedroom, because there's a tree right next to my bedroom. So,
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. None of us do. None of us want to see that. We don't want to have to come pull you out.
No. I don't want to wind up in the hospital, let alone dead. So, all right, man. You have a good one, okay?
Robbie, I appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, take care. 843-790-3377. And that is a spam call for sure. Robbie Davis is really going here in 2022. First Robbie Davis call of the new year, right? First Robbie Davis call of the new year. Again, guys, we got 5 minutes to go here on this Monday, January the 3rd, 2022, the first Daily Crow of the new year. Again, guys, quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 568. Like I said, guys, a lot of business updates and initiatives. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Please do so. I truly, genuinely do care about you guys' thoughts and opinions on things. And that's why I ask for feedback. I appreciate the feedback, whether it's, hey, positive, negative, either way. I enjoy and appreciate the criticism either way. We can use it constructively, and you guys help build the brand, the business, everything we do, help to shape the content, help to shape the way we do things. So I value you guys' feedback very, very much. So if you have any questions, comments, feedback, any of it, please be sure to reach out to me. Other than that, yeah, definitely, man. Check out the podcast. Like I said, top 5 things I'm looking forward to in 2022. Tim Hall, Matt Navala, I appreciate you guys. It's funny, too. A lot of you guys, I'll just say this, a lot of you all definitely make me laugh in the comments during calls and stuff like that, so I appreciate that. I love that we can be loosey-goosey and keep things loose here on the Daily Crow. It's really good stuff. JB Go Cox, we do not have any final word yet on Josh Vann. No final word yet. He has not said anything. I would imagine that'll be coming up pretty soon. I'd have to imagine that will be coming up pretty soon. But because a lot of guys are announcing right now that they're returning. So I think a lot of guys are going to come back next year. I mean, listen, Shane Beamer has built a really fun culture. He's built a really fun place to play football when you win like we did in 2021. And, a lot of guys are like, hey, if I'm not a top-tier draft guy, which, call it for what it is, a lot of our guys aren't, why wouldn't you come back? Like, you're E.J. Jenkins, why wouldn't you come back? You're David Spalding, why wouldn't you? R.J. Roderick. I mean, why not? Why not? Fun place to play football. That was one of the goals for Shane Beamer that we talked about, making South Carolina a fun place to play football. A fun place to play football. And he's doing that. So kudos to Shane Beamer. I saw Cody Gaskins, I think, comment earlier. Yeah, Frank Martin pulls all the tricks tonight and beats Auburn. Cody, the game is tomorrow night, by the way. Getting a little ahead of yourself, Cody. Getting a little bit ahead of yourself. Brennan M. making the point in the Big Cock Club Discord. Des Kitchings, former Gamecocks running backs coach way back in the day when Steve Spurrier was the head coach here. And Des Kitchings was with the Falcons. The Falcons, I believe. No, excuse me. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I'm thinking of Jay Graham. Des Kitchings was the running backs coach just a few years ago that came from NC State. Des Kitchings hired, though, as Virginia offensive coordinator. He was with the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, I got my running backs coaches mixed up there. So, Darrell Wall Jr., are we fully healthy tomorrow for the Auburn game? As far as I know, yes. I know Frank Martin spoke earlier. I did not see anything of guys being out due to COVID. And I think even if there were, he probably wouldn't say anything. I think the one thing is Jermaine Couisnard will probably be questionable. So I think Frank said he actually did practice the last 2 days. So does he play? I'm not 110% sure. Obviously, you'd love to see him because they asked him, hey, who's going to start at the point? And he mentioned Jacoby Wright, but Jermaine Couisnard's been battling to get back in the lineup. So, again, you really just want to get him fully healthy. That's the big thing. You want to get him fully healthy because, the best version of this team is with Jermaine Couisnard out on the floor. That being said, guys, hey, we've hit 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in, guys. The first Daily Crow of the 2022 calendar year is officially in the books. Guys, again, like I said, check out the podcast that dropped this morning. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much for the continued love and support. Great stuff. Today, as always, we'll do it again all week. This week, of course, you guys know the drill, noon to 2, Monday through Friday. Hey, guys, have a great rest of your Monday. Appreciate you all tuning in, and we will talk to